Hey besties, welcome or welcome back.
Today we're going to be doing some brand new Dollar Tree tumbling tower Jenga block DIYs. I saw this windmill on Pinterest and I've always wanted to make it, so I'm going to do that today. It takes 70 of the tumbling tower blocks total. We use tacky glue and hot glue, and we're going to start with 2 rows of 8. We're going to attach them with tacky glue and hot glue on the short sides, and I'm going to do the 2 rows. There they are. I'm going to sand them down a little just to get rid of any excess glue that might have seeped through. And then I'm going to take 4 more blocks and put one on each side of, well, on one side of each of those longer pieces. This is the roof for the windmill. Now I'm going to take 6 of the little blocks and I'm going to kind of create, I guess that would be what, a hexagon? Oh my gosh, I'm not sure, whatever 6 is. And then I'm going to stagger blocks around wherever there's like an intersection. And I'm going to use the tacky glue and the hot glue, and I'm going to start gluing them together, just starting with the second row because that'll attach it. You can see what I've done there. And now I'm just going to keep going, and you can make this as tall as you want. Since I use 70 blocks, that's how many, you know, I use for the roof and that. So I got like 4 or 5 rows, I believe it is. Now we're going to attach the roof, but first we need to make 2 pieces that it can attach to. So I'm going to take my miter shears from Amazon. And by the way, all the tools that I mentioned that I have from Amazon or supplies are always down in my Amazon store, down in the description box in case you are looking for something like that. I'm going to take a pencil and just draw a quick diagonal line, use the miter shears at the angle that I need, and I'm going to just clip off that corner on 4 of the pieces. It's not really a corner, it's actually like half of an edge. And then I will hot glue 2 together so that it looks like it's pointed at the top. And of course, tacky glue. And then I'm going to add 2 more pieces to the bottom of each one because I want to make it a little bit taller. The roof just wouldn't have sat quite right. You wouldn't be able to see anything inside of it. So now I'm going to attach those 4 pieces, one to either side. I'm going to add some extra hot glue on the inside just for extra security. Then I'm going to take the tacky glue and the hot glue, and I'm going to put one side of the roof on at a time and just hold it till the hot glue sets up. This tacky glue, by the way, works almost as good as wood glue, so it just makes sense, but it does dry a teeny bit faster and it makes it easier to keep working. Of course, so does the hot glue. So there it is, and I'm going to go around with the hot glue and just reinforce any seam that I'm concerned about and get rid of my glue webs. You can put a bottom in it if you want, but I decided not to. I'm going to take my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. I'm going to water down the top of the roof, and then I'm just going to kind of whitewash the paint. Not a light whitewash, but a little darker than that. Then I'm going to use my color Ocean and lacquer from Waverly, and I'm going to start doing red, white, and blue. I'm not going to do the inside because you're not going to see that too much. I'm going to cover the whole thing with polyurethane and put some florals. I love this one. What do you think? Tumbling tower block DIY, I am going to take 30 blocks total, 3 groups of 10 blocks, and then 3 stars from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put my tacky glue and my hot glue and attach each side of 5 to each other and then the whole thing together. I'm going to do that 3 times because I'm making 3 of these squares. I'm also going to add some extra glue on the back side and just like really reinforce those seams, and then I'll just kind of rub it in with my finger. And that does come off super easy with a baby wipe. There they are, all 3 of them. This is going to be a very rustic kind of 4th of July DIY. I'm going to put some tape under each of the stars and tape them down to my paper so I can paint them without them moving around. I'm going to use the lacquer color, the Rust-Oleum linen white, and the ocean blue. And I'm going to do those same 3 colors on each of the squares. Now I am going to distress them by sanding them, so I'm not too worried about the coverage. Once they're dry, I will take my sanding block and I'm just going to go around all the edges and then try to get a bunch in the center. I just really want it to look distressed. Of course, I cleaned them off. I'm going to hot glue different color stars on each one so that, of course, it's not the same color star as it is square. I'm really loving the way this one is already turning out. I am going to take a nail file and just dull the little stars a little bit too. I've got this scrap piece of burlap. You can see I put some paint on it, but I'm going to cover that up. I'm just going to hot glue each one right to it, and this is going to be how they hang together. Just put a little space between each one. And yes, it did come right up off my desk easy, and I just kind of rubbed away the hot glue before it dried. Now I'm going to put another tumbling tower block in the center of each one because I just want to secure it just a little bit more. And also that way when it hangs, you know, it'll have a nice way to hang on the wall. I need a place to put my little hanger. I'm going to trim the top and the bottom because it was just a little too long there. I only want a little bit of the burlap showing through. And then I've got a little sawtooth hanger that I got on Amazon, and that was another reason I used those tumbling tower blocks on the back.
But if I focus on my mindset, I know it's gonna be alright.
And I love how this one turned out so easy. You'll have to let me know if you would try something like this. I haven't made a lot of lanterns on my channel. I see them everywhere, but I decided to try one with these tumbling tower blocks and those pearls from the Dollar Tree. And this is going to have 56 pieces total, and I'm going to use 4 sets of 8 to make the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to be hot gluing and tacky gluing them together to make, it's kind of like a rectangle shape. It's not a square exactly. And you'll see here I'm putting them together. I'm just putting 2 going vertically, and then 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom going horizontally, and then another 2 going vertically. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm putting the horizontal ones in between the 2 vertical ones, and there's all 4 of those. And now I'm going to need 4 sets of 6 blocks each. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on the wider side there, and I'm going to attach 2 together and then another 2 together, and then I will put all 6 of those together, attaching them on the little smaller ends. And I need 3 more of those, so there'll be a total of 4. And those are the long portions of the lantern. Now I'm going to take these Dollar Tree pearls, and I'm going to start with the 4 corners, but then I will start filling them in as I go till I get as many as I think would look good, you know, on there. I'm just going to use hot glue for that, and then I'll put 1 of those little squares on top of the piece with the pearls. So there'll be 2 that come out exactly the same.
I wake up in my bed, wondering if you have called.
So there you go. There's the piece finished, and then I'm going to hot glue the second one right on top. I'll do the same thing with the other one. So now we've got the top and the bottom of the lantern with the pearls in between, and then I'm going to attach the sides, and I'll do everything the same way, tacky glue and hot glue. And once I get all 4 of those on, then I will attach the very top. And I'm also going to reinforce seams all on the inside wherever I can. I just want to make sure this stays in place.
The sunlight at my face and leave a shadow on the wall. I'm falling down.
And now we're going to attach the top, just as I said.
There's a ray, 'cause there's oceans in my head, won't go away. I'm climbing up a mountain, trying my best not to fall.
So now that this is all assembled, I'm going to take some white wax from Waverly and just brush it on everything but the inside. And I think it just turned out beautiful. And I'm going to put some greenery inside. You could style this any way you want. Let me know what you think.
My friends, I want to invite you to come with me to a crafty cruise getaway with 4 other channels here from YouTube where you can enjoy beaches and sand and tons of crafting inspiration. This ship has so many amenities that you are going to just have a blast. Plus, you get to connect with other crafters. But here's the thing, space is very limited. So make sure you go to craftycruisegetaway.com to get all the information that you need. Everything is linked down below in the description box.
I'm going to take 36 of the tumbling tower blocks and make this beautiful plant stand. I'm going to have 3 groups of 10 and 1 group of 6. Now the way I'm going to do each group of 10 is I'll lay one down, put one sideways, lay one down, put one sideways until all 10 are in a row. And then I will take the tacky glue and the hot glue and put those together. So I will have 4 rows of those that are laying down and facing upward, if that makes sense. This just gives it a more interesting look, a little more textured, and maybe even a little boho. So this is going to be the 4 sides of the plant stand. Or actually, it's kind of a plant holder. And then I'm going to put them together. The 2 sides on one end will go inside of the 2 sides on the other end. It's just the best way to make it look nice without a weird kind of angled edge at the corners. And you can see I'm just assembling them here, and then I'm down to the last piece, and I just put them on at the same time on each end. It's that simple. I'm going to go in and reinforce some of the seams on the inside with the hot glue. Now I'm going to take the remaining pieces, and there's going to be 2 on each corner. So I'm going to put the first one right on top of it, and then I'll add some more glue on the next one and attach it to the base and then the side of the other piece that's there. And so with those 8 pieces, I'll do that to all 4 corners.
Wondering if you have called. The sunlight at my face and leave a shadow on the wall.
And there it is. And it looks so cute just the way it is. You wouldn't have to do anything. But I'm going to take this little ribbon spindle thing. I'm going to cut off the edges on the bottom and rip off the entire top. And then I'm going to trace the circle onto a piece of burlap that I have. And I'll cut that out, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the very bottom. I want to cover up that ribbon spindle. I'm going to take some of that scrap burlap and just wrap it around the edges as well. This is just creating a little piece on the inside for the greenery. In this case, it's going to be a succulent to sit. So it fits right in there perfectly, but I'm going to add some hot glue underneath on the bottom to secure it. And then I'm going to take my Fern Waverly chalk paint. I'm going to paint the entire top section and then just a little bit of the inside and the bottom with that color and leave the rest natural. I'm going to cover it with polyacrylic and then add my succulent. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you so much for watching. You are truly a blessing to me. Don't forget to check out my description box for the link to go to the website for our Crafty Cruise Getaway. I really hope you can come. It will be so fun to meet you. And there's another video on the screen if you want to hang out with me a little bit longer. Click on that. And if you do, I will see you there. Until next time, bye.